87% of employees are disengaged. The number of employees that are involved in so-called quiet quitting is growing. A lot of team members are afraid to lose their jobs because of AI. People have to keep up with this crazy pace, and all of it requires learning, unlearning, and relearning. Let's get back into the future. The future is now, because in the 70s, in his book Future Shock, Alvin Toffler said that clear and loud. The illiterate of the future are not going to be those who cannot read or write. These are going to be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I'm very excited to share this amazing news with you. I want to put my hand on my heart, because I have been working on that. I think it took me 5 years approximately to see this being flesh, and have an opportunity to bring it into being finally. And I'm talking now about Bonsai theory of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Bonsai thinking, which is a transdisciplinary way of corporate learning. We talk a lot about multidisciplinarity, we talk a lot about being a polymath, which is really a way out, because things are changing so rapidly, and really those experts and professionals who have the depth, breadth, and who can integrate knowledge from different fields and have all these three, the depth, the breadth, and integration of knowledge, they will be winning in this 21st century AI saturated job market. But multidisciplinarity actually means that we have experts from different fields, coming together, working together in a team. I'm talking now about trans experts, the experts who have deep knowledge, who have broad knowledge, and who can integrate knowledge from different fields, and they can sort of change as if they change the rooms in the house. They move from one subject to another, and they can analyze the interrelationships between these subjects. So which is a key here, because the science of management and organizational psychology, we have systems thinking for a long time, and we have been using that. But unfortunately, we have not been using systems thinking when it comes to transdisciplinarity, when it comes to, switching from one field to another and having them all together. Having them all together in one pack. And this is what bonsai thinking is going to do. Bonsai thinking is about growing a tree in a confined space, in a pot. All the companies, they have their own ecosystem. They have their own pots, so to speak. They have their own context. So the way we learn is dependent on where we are placed, is dependent on our context. Also, bonsai is about unique design. Every bonsai master, they have their own design in mind. So they want the tree to look this and to look that. There might be different options. And the life, the mission, the vision of every individual within the company, as every company on its own, is also this unique design. And this should be taken into consideration. Also, the process of cultivating bonsai is an ongoing process. Some trees, they're even being inherited, they pass them from generation to generation. And it doesn't stop on one person, on one master. The tree can live up to 100 years, 200 years. It's an ongoing process. So following this, we can summarize that we have lifelong learning, which is an ongoing process, which is a learning element of learning, unlearning, and relearning theory. We also have life deep learning, which is unique mission, unique vision of the company, this unique design of bonsai tree. And to achieve this unique aesthetics, we need to do the pruning. We need to cut a little bit the leaves. We need to prune the roots even, for the tree not to grow tall as the real tree in a natural environment. And we also need to relearn. We need to relearn, which is life-wide learning. And this is related to the atmosphere, to the environment, because we know from neuroscience, from neuroaesthetics research, that we have affordance pool in our current memory. So we have long-term memory, short-term memory, and we have working or current memory. Yes, like online sort of thing, our online thoughts. And these affordances, we call them schemas. They allow us to be transformed into mathemata, into lived experiences, experiences that we reflect upon. And we call it relearning. So luckily, we've got the trilogy of mind, which is cognition, affection, and connection. The trilogy of mind have been studied since the 18th century. It started with the German School of Psychology, the series on the rational faculty. We have the cognitive psychology, we have the CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It's all about the cognition part. You change your thinking, you change your life. But unfortunately, for a long time, the affection side of trilogy of mind, which is our emotions, which is how we feel it, has been neglected. And we are very grateful, we should be grateful to Dr. Martin Seligman, who brought this side to psychology, because he was the first one in the 90s to talk about, liking, being happy, to talk about positivity, not just studying the negative side of psychology, studying the pathology, studying the problem. He studying the, the flourishing, how do successful people behave, not just how do people who have issues behave. So this is the affection. And also, interestingly, Dr. Martin Seligman as well, in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, he published his book together with other authors from the fields of philosophy on Homo Prospectus, which is about cognitive aspect of the trilogy of mind, which is future, which is behavior, which is the doing thing. And in my lab, in Neurocom 25 lab, what we are doing, we are bringing to the world the trilogy of education, which is neuroscience for cognition, which is happiness studies for connection, for affection, sorry, and which is future studies for connection. And we are connecting the dots, and we are bringing in this transdisciplinary, not multidisciplinary anymore. We are bringing the transdisciplinary approach to learning in organizations. So we are changing the rooms in the house. From the kitchen, from connection, we are moving to the bathroom, which is cognition. And from cognition, which is the bathroom, we are moving to the living room, which is the affection. And we don't have to stay in one room for a long time. We don't have to focus only on one thing at a time. We can focus on all of three of them because all of them matter. And this is where it comes from, the trilogy of mind. It all has the scientific background. It is science-backed. So yeah, and I'm overwhelmed with happiness because it has never been done before, and this is such a, it's such an important thing to happen for the science of learning, because all the important and real revelations in science, they are very easy to grasp. They are very easy to understand. And the reason for that is that they are really science-backed. If it's science-backed, it's easy to understand. It works for everyone. It's easy to apply. And this is what the trilogy of education approach, or we call it the 3D approach, because we apply the happiness studies for affection, the neuroscience for cognition, and the future studies for connection. And we apply all three of them all together. And this is bonsai thinking. As you know, the process of cultivating bonsai, it has the procedure. We need to trim, which is unlearning. We need to water, we need to fertilize. There should be a special fertilizer, and this is learning. We need also to take care of the tree, like position the tree in the right environment, the right side to the sun, and this is called positioning as well. We also need to wire the tree, and for the tree to have the proper shape, the aesthetics, to follow the aesthetics that we would like the tree to have. So, and these are the future studies, these are the relearning parts of bonsai thinking. So we have the bonsai executive coaching method, because it's bespoke, and for it to be bespoke, for it to be tailor-made, it has to be taught using coaching techniques. And in such a way, we work with executives, we work with teams, and this experience and this impact is truly exponential.